Hey guys, welcome back, and today we are talking about some Broadway controversy. So there's this critic out there called Michael Riedel, and Michael Riedel did an article on diversity in Broadway, or diversity on Broadway, and he raised some pretty interesting points. I don't think this article nor this video would go well over on Twitter or on TikTok, which is why it's happening on YouTube. But there were some points that I thought were kind of valid that I think the community doesn't want to talk about. So, as you know, We See White America, which is WSYWAT, and I'm reading this from my phone, basically outlined things that they wanted the Broadway community to do better, and one of them included having the police not be the people in charge of running the theaters, and not having security. It's kind of stupid. I think you need security. I think that we need the police to protect it at just the basic level, and it's not, and if you hire private people, they were probably ex-police officers, so I don't know what their, compromise for security would be, but until they figure that out and they know that it works, we should just keep with the NYPD. And this one kind of made me upset. So a playwright says 4 theaters have canceled their plays because as a white female, she doesn't check the diversity box. Another writer, helping to put together a panel on diversity in the theater, put forth the name of a young black male writer whose work she admires. She was told that the panel already had 2 people of color, so what it needed were writers whose genders were fluid. And then they took off genders, poly this and poly that I never heard of. So this is something that I don't like, and it's a sensitive thing to touch on because not meeting the diversity box or the criteria seems a little bit superficial, shall we say. It seems a bit fake. And it doesn't seem like these theaters care about diversity. They just want to make sure that how they're perceived is, yes, we are diverse, we are inclusive, so they don't get canceled by Twitter and snowflakes. You know, we should judge it based on merit, and if there happens to be a season where it's mainly white playwrights, then that's the way it is. If there's a season where there's mostly black playwrights, that's how it is. If there's 5 years of nothing but black playwright and directors, that's an issue. There needs to be white directors and white playwrights. Diversity is not just about having more black people or more Asian people or more gender fluid people. It's about having a collage of genders, races, including white people. And it feels bad that some people's plays or their materials aren't being received well because they don't meet that criteria. Having a panel where you have someone from each thing is a great thing, and it's really exposing all different places, but at the same time, there are people that might be just as worthy, but maybe it's 2 black people, and instead of, it's 2 black people and 1 white person, but we can't have that, And so I don't like that kind of stuff, because I feel like it's superficial and it's fake, and I think, everyone should get their fair shot. And honestly, it's really just about, just judging it based off of merit. And I think, again, like, the white playwright and all that stuff, we should be, do get work over minorities and the LGBTQ plus community, understand where these people are coming from, and I think essentially what needs to really happen is we need to find some way that everyone can be included without doing this, which seems kind of inclusion, like it seems like it's being inclusive, but only to certain groups of people. And then if you're a Tony voter, you have to receive diversity training. That is actually a good thing because it addresses biases and all that stuff, and I think that is very good for people to have, especially Tony voters who make the decisions. And it's also costly to have diversity, and like dramaturges and diversity coaches, intimacy coaches. Smaller nonprofits are feeling the pinch, and spending 40% of them on human resources. And I think we need to have that money spent on them. But I do think that you do need it, but you also need to be considerate and cognizant of the financial of smaller nonprofits. And I think that how much are these diversity people helping realistically? And there's maybe a more cost-effective way to do that. I just don't know. So at the end of the day, I thought this article was really insightful. I think at the end of the day, Broadway should become more diverse, but I think some of the ways that it's doing it, I don't personally agree with. I don't have the answers, but that's what conversations are for, and that's what, meetings are for, and figuring this out as we go. So hopefully that made sense. Like, sub, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.